Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another first look. Today's topic is gonna be Duskers, a very unique game concept I haven't come across very often during my gaming years. It is completely keyboard driven, I'm only gonna use my mouse in order to show you what I'm talking about. And it is also command driven, using a very old stylish console. So this is gonna be very interesting and unique. It might be nothing for you, but we're still gonna have a first look at it. So let's dive right into the game and press P to play. Alright, first of all, we will be greeted with the system view. Here we can actually see what kind of vessels we can visit and salvage. Up here I cannot really click anything with the mouse. We sometimes get a bunch of tooltips if we hover over things to get more information, but generally you have to use your keyboard. We also have the galaxy view, which is one step further back, where we have a bunch of clusters, and all of these we can of course explore when we are ready for it. The universe view is not yet available to us, but of course that would be even one step further back and you get basically an endless looting fest. However, first of all, we want to stay in the system view, and the first spot where we are, this is also what we want to go ahead and loot. Right now we don't have a lot of fuel and not a lot of scrap, and what we could do is board the ship right away. We will do that in a second, but first of all we want to quickly lead you through these three menus. First of all, we have the drones config. Here we can see what kind of drones we currently have. We have Colin, Kyle and Cliff. Colin is actually a gatherer, so with this guy we can pick up stuff, and we can also detect movement in nearby rooms. Kyle has a generator module, so he can actually power up generators, which we are gonna have to do a lot, and Cliff can tow broken drones or other things that we can actually loot and bring back to our inventory, and also he can gain access to interfaces that are potentially on a ship. Next up we have the ship config. Right here we cannot really do anything at the moment because we haven't looted any ship upgrades. But as soon as we have, they would end up in this inventory and we will have to apply them right here. You can see with our current ship we can have 2 upgrades. Last but not least, we have the modification screen, and here we can sell individual drones, or we can upgrade or repair them. We can also use our arrow keys in order to go through this menu in order to sell a bunch of those modules we have currently on our drones. For instance, we do not necessarily need 2 of the same type, so we could sell them right here. Right now, of course, I want to keep everything. And there is also some kind of a crafting system in here, but you can see everything uses the currency in this game, which is scrap. So we should actually go ahead and either press B or enter in order to access this space station or vessel that we can dock onto. Before we do that, we can actually change our loadout. We can decide which drones we want to take with us. Right now we only have 3 of 4 drones, so I would say we don't need to change anything, and hit enter again in order to start the mission. First of all, we will be greeted with quite random screens. Sometimes they give you a little information about the ship, sometimes it's just a random story or gibberish. Let's enter. Alright, so here we are in the schematic view right now. This is our room 1, as you can see, R1 in the background, and our 3 drones are just sitting in here. On the right side we have our console, and here we have to type in our commands. In order to find out more about commands, we can type in help, and there is basically a list of all the commands that you can give. There is quite a lot of things in there, and it's worth it to have a look at it. There is more stuff you can do than you would think using commands only. However, we can also use the spacebar in order to get into a different view. Here we can have or steer around our drones a little bit easier. I can also use the number 1, 2, 3 to change between the drones respectively. Right, so the first thing we want to do is open up this door. Now, a yellow door is an airlock, so you want to be careful when you open that. This one, of course, we can open because it is supposed to be adjacent to another room. In order to do that, we have to type in the name of the door, which is A1. Alternatively, you could also say open A1. And as soon as we enter, then we can actually go ahead and take Colin into the next room. Now, I recommend to move around a little bit the entire room, because very often there is a little bit of loot that you can go for. For instance, there is a bunch of scrap on the floor, And you can already see the hint, we have to gather that up. In order to do that, we can type gather, of course, and hit enter. And there we go, we did get a bunch of scrap. Anyways, right down below here we have a power inlet, and here we have to use the generator command. Only Colin does not have a generator module. If you have a look on the top left here, we have motion and gatherer. So let's go back into the schematic view and we can see that number 2, Kylie or Kyle, has our generator module. So let's type in navigate, or we can only type in N and then spacebar in order to complete the word. And we want to navigate number 2 into room R2. And this will automatically move my number 2 drone into this room. Of course, I could also have pressed the number 2 button and just moved the drone myself. But you know, using commands is the whole fun of this game. The next command we want to use is generator, but maybe first we want to move Colin out of the way. We move to Kyle and use the word generator, and he will automatically move to the generator and power everything up. Now you can see the rooms are green, which means I will be able to influence the doors. Now since this is the first level, I already know there's not going to be any enemies, so what we're going to do is open all, and all of our doors will be opened. We're going to navigate number 1 to room 3 in order to check out what kind of materials we'll be finding. Maybe there's some more stuff that it hasn't discovered itself. And we found a dead drone right here. What we can do with dead drones is use the swap command in order to check out their inventory. Now we can see that they have an additional motion module and a teleport module. So I would say we're gonna grab our motion module. We don't want to leave the teleport module behind because we can just put it into our inventory and actually sell it later on. So maybe we take our third drone, namely Cliff, so navigate 3 to room 3, that should be good. And in the meantime we are moving Colin a little bit further into this room and check out if we can find some more. Now I don't want to type in the gather command 3 times for this one, so we're just gonna say gather all and he will just go for it, and we can actually take care of something else, namely of Cliff. We want to use the swap command and we want to grab this teleporter. Now there's only one more room to actually explore. Oh, what is that? Gather up. What did we get? What did we get? Some scrap. That was just some scrap. It looked way more exciting. However, now that we have explored this entire ship and there's nothing more to get, we want to navigate all to room 1, which is of course our own little ship. And once everyone has arrived, we can just type in exit, the door will close and we will be greeted with the statistics of this run. Beautiful. Let's press enter and continue, and we can continue to the next level, which of course is going to be increasingly difficult. But before we do that, we want to go to our drones, and I want to deattach this motion module. We're not going to need it just right now. And also the teleport, I rather have that somewhere else. What does it actually do? Teleports drone to an explored room. So that might actually be very useful, but I want to have that on my main robot, on Colin. So teleport. So in that sense it is very cool. You can exchange modules just as you please. However, that has been it. Let's move into the second vessel and check out what we will be able to do there. Right, so we did get a scan report, an inconclusive one at that. Yeah, let's see what we get out of it. Yeah, you can see we already have discovered a few rooms, a few items are marked and such. But let's open up the A1 door, and we're gonna use Colin in order to explore the first area here. Oh, the D10 door is already open. That is interesting. We have scrap right here. We have a generator in this section and some more scrap probably. Oh, this is quite a big room. There we go. And the D4 door is closed. So I'm pretty sure on this ship we will encounter some enemies. So we will have to be a little bit more clever. However, let's gather up everything in this room, and in the meantime we're gonna navigate the drone number 2 to the room number 3 in order to use the generator. Let's hit that command and hopefully they can get past each other. Yeah, beautiful. We have all of the rooms activated. We are also going to navigate number 1 into room 4 because we haven't discovered anything there yet, and let's just follow it. Ooh, look at that. Many things here. First of all, we gather all up. We don't need that power generator just yet. We have another power generator in order to probably power another section. But if we power that up, then we won't have power for the rest of this. So where is our motion? Colin currently has our motion sensors. Actually, if I think about it, it would be wiser if Cliff had those, because I'm gonna move Colin around a lot. And as long as the motion sensor carrier doesn't move around, the sensors will remain active. However, what we could do is navigate number 1 to room 3. And we are actually gonna close the door behind us just to do it properly. And we're also gonna set the motion sensor by typing motion. And there we go. We can already see that in room number 2, right here, there are gonna be some enemies. So what do we do with those enemies? I would say we are gonna lock them into another room. But first we are gonna open up D4 because we know room 5 is secure. We're gonna send in drone number 1 into room 5. There we go. Hop, hop, hop. And once it is there, we might actually discover some more materials. This is a really cool find here. Let's check that out. We got some fuel here and we got plenty of scrap. And it's of course doing that now all automatically since I used the command. Great, okay, so now that we know this room is more or less useless, we're gonna send our drone 1 back to room 3. And we're gonna close the door here, and we're gonna use our motion sensors once more so that we know what is going on. Now I would suggest that we open up door number 5 so the enemies are gonna go up there, and once they're up there we wanna close the door again. And now they are enclosed in room number 5 and room number 2 is secure, so we can open door 9 and navigate 1 to room 2. Oh yeah, there's gonna be plenty of things to actually collect. We're gonna gather everything. And now we actually check out this drone. Brandon, he is actually still alive. Let's check out what kind of modules he has. Only a motion module. That is too disappointing, but we can use the drone. So what we're gonna do is actually check out our third drone, which has the tow module. So navigate drone 3 into room 2. Beautiful. In the meantime, maybe we can scan for more rooms. Yeah, let's use the motion for the number 1. Oh yeah, look at that. The big room right here is connecting all of these 3 doors and is actually secure. There's no enemies in there. But as I said, we want Cliff to actually tow this guy. Yes, we have him towed now, so navigate number 3 into room 1 and he should be taking the damaged drone with him. We can then later on repair it. In the meantime, we open up D7, we go to Colin and move into the next room. Right, so here we have discovered another dock. Now we do not want to open up this door as long as we are inside the room because we will be sucked out and destroyed horribly, but this is actually a viable option in order to get rid of enemies. However, let's see if we have something to pick up in this room. Yes indeed, there are 3 things that we can gather up. Gather all. Beautiful. Right, so there is actually nothing left to do, right? We have discovered everything. There is no door that would lead to anything else, so I would say navigate all to room number 1. We also use the tow command once more, so number 3 will release our guy. I'm not sure if you really have to do that. And everyone is aboard. We're gonna exit this ship. Right, what did we get? Plenty of things, that is good. Let's check out the modifications, because it is flashing up. So we have collected 18 scraps so far. What we could do is upgrade, for instance, Colin to have an increased speed. That might be good, because he is moving around quite a lot. Increase speed by 35%, and you can see on the right side it actually got added to the queue. So we will be buying everything at once, you know, as soon as we confirm. I don't want to upgrade anyone else just yet. We have lots of motion things. Maybe we could sell one of those actually. Yeah, let's convert one into scraps. That is gonna be good. And no ship upgrades. I guess that's it. We use E in order to execute that and get out of the shop. We also want to go into the drone config, and with control and left arrow we can move this thing around. Now, do we want a motion sensor on Brandon? Brandon could actually be our motion guy, that would be good. Then we have a tow and interface guy, we have a generator guy, and our Colin guy. So I would say we are gonna remove the motion sensor from Colin. That's good. Now we have gatherer and teleport. Okay, that's my new drone setup. And we're gonna go ahead and move into the next world. This is probably the last world we're gonna have a look at. I think you got a pretty good idea what this game is about. Of course, the difficulty is gonna be increased. The puzzles are gonna be a little bit more challenging. The levels are gonna take longer. There's gonna be more rooms, more enemies. And hopefully we will be coming across an interface in this scenario actually. Let's open up door number 1 and we're gonna use the drone in order to get into the next room here. Right, let's explore it a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a little bit of loot, at least for us. Oh, there is an interface actually. If you don't know what something is, you can go near it and type in info. And right here you can see in this room we have a power inlet. We also have an access terminal, which is the thing that I'm right next to. Okay, great. Also, door 11 is actually open. Alright, first thing we want to do is move our number 2 into room 3 because he can generate the power. And then we also want to navigate number 4 into room 3 because we probably want to use the motion thing. And we want to use the generator commands to power everything up. Come on, there's something in the way. Kyle, come on, use the generator thing. There we go. Right, now we want to use number 3 in order to access this interface here. So navigate 3 into room 3. There we go. He's making his way around and we use the interface command as soon as he's in the room. I'm not sure why it's not working. Usually they are just walking up to it and it's no problem. Beautiful. As soon as we have typed in interface, what we can use is ship scan in order to scan a bunch of rooms. Items will be revealed as well as this turret icon right here. So maybe there are going to be a bunch of enemies in here and in order to kill them we can use defense in order to activate the turret. And indeed, in room 5 killed 1 enemy, so that was a good decision. What we could do additionally is maybe check out if there is something in room 2. So I'm gonna open up door 8. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. In case there are enemies, they will be moving into room 5, or what is that? Yeah, room 5, and they will be killed by the turret. But it seems as though there is nobody in room 2, so let's close the door again and disable the turret. This is very important. It will also kill your guys actually. Anyways, time to navigate number 1 into room 4. Gather all. Yum, 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 yum. I'm not sure why I have so many internal error processing commands. This is usually not the case. Anyways, let's open up door number 5 and we're just gonna gather everything in here as well. But that is all fine. So we also already know that right here nobody is. That was a very nice grammar. However, we still shall discover a drone. Oh, I totally forgot to repair the last drone we actually looted. We have a sonic module. I think this is like a weapon. Right, we're gonna go into room number 5 with Brandon right here and we're gonna use the motion command. Oh yeah, look at that. We have a free game here. So open up D2 and we're gonna use Colin to move around. Oh yeah, he is so quick. Look at that. Oh no, no, no. Oh, D2 again. That was not good. Ah, look at that. So they actually share 2 rooms up there. Oh, this is kind of similar to something I had before. Maybe the whole thing isn't randomly generated. Now the room is again free, so they are kind of moving between a room up here and up there. Now it looks as though this is also gonna connect to the room I'm talking about. So what we potentially could do is open up D7 and once they are in this room, we could kind of enclose them in here. Or we could lure them into the turret room actually. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna navigate number 1 to room 3 and navigate number 4 to room 3 as well. And we're gonna close door number 5 and we're gonna open up door number 2 and then we're gonna enable the defense. So the turret is now enabled and this should theoretically allow us to kill off the last remaining enemies that are kind of patrolling here. I got a feeling it has to happen. Oh yeah, there we go. Defense in room number 5 killed 1 enemies. Very nice. So defense again, so it gets deactivated. Now we want to open up door number 5 and let's move drone number 1 into room number 6. Look at all that stuff. That is amazing. Yeah, we're gonna have to gather up stuff individually. I'm not sure what Colin's problem is with all the gathering. Okay, great. So we have discovered all of these rooms. There's just 1 more room at the bottom. The question is, does it contain some enemies as well? I think it didn't. It was flashing green, wasn't it? I could review the footage, but I think I'm just gonna risk it. We're gonna open up door number 10 and check out whether or not there is an enemy. No, there is just the second generator that we could have used in order to mess with these doors. But we have looted basically everything. We don't need anything else from those guys, so navigate all to room number 1. Yep, everyone is leaving their posts and getting back to room number 1, which is great. So we can use the exit command and get back to the main menu, get a summary of what we have accomplished. Great, so let's actually check out. We did pick up another module, didn't we? Yes, Sonic. Sonic, activate the Sonic Pulse that repels organic threats. Interesting, we're gonna move that into our inventory. And also, wasn't there Brandon that I kind of had to fix up? Let's see, modifications. Yeah, look at that. Brandon has 0 of 70 health. Repair full for 70 HP. -7 scrap. Yeah, we can definitely afford that, and we should definitely do that. Everyone else seems to be doing fine. Should we apply some upgrades? Health? No, that's gonna be fine. And yeah, so far so good. Let's just leave it at that. Repair my precious drone. Thank you very much. Okay guys, I hope this gave you a little insight into the game mechanics. Beware that we have only yet scratched the surface of the commands. You saw there were a whole lot of other commands that you could apply to your drones. There are a lot of weapons, there are gonna be fights and such. But I don't want to drag this video on forever. I thought I just wanted to give you an insight, a first look. If you want to see much more of that, if you want to see more of the middle/end game content, then let me know down below. Other than that, I just wanted to spread the word about this game. It is on Steam and the price is a little bit too steep in my opinion at the moment. This might change over the course. Maybe it is an early access price so that you kind of support the developers and take the game seriously and not just buy it for the heck of it because it is cheap or something like that. However guys, thank you so much for watching, have a great time, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.